there is now two RAM kits that I personally think have the best looking design out of all the other kits that are out there right now. And yes, the GeIL Evo X2 is one of them. Hey guys, Hardware Hound here, and today we're going to look at the aesthetic design of the GeIL Evo X2 RAM kit that they recently released. Now, the one big huge change that they've made with this update is now we've got addressable RGB lighting that also works with the motherboard sync software that from the various manufacturers. And that is a huge step up, although GeIL is definitely late to the party on this one. And so, you know, it's kind of a bummer when you have the first RGB RAM that ever came out, period, but then they kind of had to fall behind with the other companies that skipped on ahead to all that addressable. The Evo X kit, when it first came out, it had RGB lighting, but it had to do it through a 12-volt 4-pin connection, and it had to use like a header on a motherboard or an RGB controller. And so seeing GeIL update now their Evo X line to this is fantastic. One of the things I've noticed about a lot of other RAM kits is that they have a light diffuser bar in the top for the lighting. But a good majority of RAM kits, they will have a solid light bar in the top. And I don't know what it is about that, but it just doesn't look as nice. Like, you just have pure lighting going, there's nothing that's breaking it up, and it just seems like it kills a little bit of the artistic value of the design. And so this is why the GeIL kit has become a tie for my favorite. In fact, it's the other kit that does this well, in my opinion, is Viper RGB. But if you look at the Evo X2, you'll see that they've got some crossbars that go across that kind of break up just a straight light bar going off the top. They kept the switch design, even though that switch, it's not an actual switch now, it's just kind of a dummy switch for design. It looks nice. Like, it's great that it breaks up the monotony of the light bar, and then the fact that that switch kind of piece is gray now instead of the red that it used to be on the Evo X, it looks really sharp and blends in. And so I don't know, I can't explain why, guys, but when I see a pattern breaking up that light bar and making it so you don't have just a straight bit of light shining at your face, it looks a lot better. Now, in this particular case, the way that GeIL designed it, it gives it kind of more of that industrial, like, mechanical look, which I like a lot too, because there's some designs that look really sharp, but they may not look as much like a PC component if they are overdone. Where on this, it still looks very much like a RAM kit. Lighting-wise is great. There's only one minor con. So with the lighting, the default setting's kind of a color cycle, color wave that goes on. It looks really sharp. GeIL's is really well done. I think it does a good job of gradually going through the colors, so it's not too much of a rainbow at one point in time. But if you only use a default mode from GeIL, they get out of sync very quickly, and I noticed that. However, the motherboard will keep them in sync, but then you're completely dependent on your motherboard on how well it does. And so, like, in particular with Gigabyte, you could see that reset happening kind of quickly. But from there, I went ahead and just took a look at just solid colors, and each solid color looks great. It is still dependent on your software, but as long as you have a color wheel to adjust, you can get to pretty much whatever color you want. Purple being the weakest color, but that's pretty normal for addressable RGB. For some reason, purple always seems just a little washed out, where the rest of the colors are just fine. So yeah, overall, I love this design. It looks great. It is, in my opinion, one of the best. So guys, I'm not going to be doing any performance testing. That is going to be fully relegated to my website, hwhound.com. So if you want that written review, one of my reviewers, Brendan, there is going to be taking a look at this kit. He's going to be overclocking it, putting it through the paces, and yeah, guy does just fantastic work. I'm so glad he's working with me at the website. So check that out in the link in the description below, and that way you can see actual performance, Video here is all about looks. That's all I'm going to focus on, because video is great for RGB lighting, and that way he doesn't have to worry about it. And then testing, I think it's a lot easier to go to a written article, be able to pick up graphs and see results there. All right, guys, that's all I got for you on this. Love the looks of this kit. I hope you do too, and I will catch you later.